Time now for another check of your weather forecast. Brittany, you say it's going to feel more like fall tomorrow.
It is. Fall making a return. Now, the first half of the day will still be humid, but temperatures will be very mild. In the afternoon, mostly cloudy sky conditions turn to mostly sunny, and of course, cooler temperatures and eventually drier air. So think still cloudy, still a little bit humid as you're kicking off the day, but slowly taking a tumble throughout. And then mostly sunny, 78 on Monday, and then mostly to partly sunny again, 77 on Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday, probably your best days paired together, but still the second half of the weekend looks fantastic. Now, again, we know that doesn't mean that's going to last forever, but we will certainly take a better feel. We're going from shocked faces of how disgusting it feels to smiles all around by this time tomorrow, and even deeper dry air again by Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, again, feeling the best, but even tomorrow, things will have improved. And of course, it's all this cold front that was rolling through the area earlier, bringing us some of those strong storms. We did have wind gusts between about 40 to 50 miles an hour. No official reports of small hail, but there certainly were radar indications that we could see some pea to penny size. But again, overall, no severe weather, but certainly an unpleasant day, I think, if you were going to be outside right around that 3, 4, 5 o'clock time frame. Of course, some of those regular thunderstorms lingering did delay the 49ers taking off UNC, but we know that happens right because of just regular lightning. So something we'll continue, of course, to watch over the next few weeks as we really do enter into a lesser chance of strong to severe thunderstorms the closer to winter time we get. It, of course, is the start of meteorological fall, and a lot of the last few days has felt like it. But Friday and Saturday both, we barely scraped by, not reaching the 90s, both high temperatures at 89. That all changes tomorrow. Cloud cover and again some light rain, some patchy drizzle overnight makes way for a clear sky tomorrow. Still cloudy, still humid, and again conditions improve throughout the day. Notice tomorrow morning again clouds still sticking around, but look what happens as we go throughout the afternoon. Mostly cloudy goes from mostly cloudy quickly to partly cloudy and then eventually mostly sunny. Once the sun goes down, things are very mild. And what normally happens when we have a cold front is the first morning is still pretty cloudy, so the cool air hasn't quite arrived. But the second morning, and then sometimes even the third morning, it's much more obvious. Clouds, of course, we know act like a blanket overnight, keeping us warm, so it wouldn't really be a change you'd feel tonight. But Monday morning, you betcha, highs in the the highs that is in the upper 70s and lows in the upper 50s. So if you're getting out tomorrow, maybe the night's taking on the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, just note it is going to be pretty cloudy, but temperatures very mild in the mid 70s. And so of course the Knights are taking on Jacksonville, so will the Panthers, of course, at Jacksonville, taking on the Jags. So interesting that both teams are taking on a Charlotte team this weekend. The rest of the high temperatures look much lower than average with the exception of Thursday. That's pretty much the only day that we're near average, but at least thankfully now we're going from low 90 average highs to the mid 80s because it of course feels much more comfortable. If you're with us last night or earlier, we talked about how the storm system we were watching previously in the tropics has really fallen apart due to dry air in its vicinity. Well, now it's at a near 0% chance of development. Now, as it continues its westward trek, that does not mean that with more favorable conditions, we couldn't see a change, but at least in the near term, it looks like Gabrielle's going to hold off for quite some time. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, 20% chance of rain, mainly tomorrow. Perfect days Monday, Tuesday, a little bit warmer for the end of the week, but not much rain after what we had today and tomorrow morning.